America remains the world's melting pot, and soon population experts say Muslims will eclipse the Jewish population of the U.S., an historic shift of religious followings in this country. Ken Stone reports on how Muslims have found a home in Minnesota.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
It's 12:30 on Friday. A Muslim prayer service is about to be held. Hundreds of worshipers, many of them on their lunch breaks, rush in. Some are political refugees from Somalia. Others are immigrants from Arab countries or India or elsewhere. Some have already become U.S. citizens. Their home is now Rochester, Minnesota.
It's a family atmosphere. It's a safe city, not a lot of crime around.
Genetics researcher Waleed Mosen works at the Mayo Clinic. He moved here 7 years ago for many of the reasons that Money magazine cited when it ranked the city as the #1 place to live in America. But there was one major drawback. There was no mosque.
I was uncomfortable. I was a little bit upset. I didn't feel comfortable that there is no congregational prayer every Friday. I kept looking for other Muslims around in the city, trying to do something about it.
The mosque opened last year in an abandoned storefront on North Broadway, a main thoroughfare that runs through downtown Rochester. After the call to worship, the imam delivers a sermon in Arabic, which about 2/3 of the people understand. But because so many here come from Bosnia, India, and other non-Arabic speaking countries, the imam switches to English.
Be satisfied with what Allah has given you. You become the richest person. Be good to your neighbors. You become a believer.
The Quran instructs believers to pray 5 times a day, at sunrise, noon, in the mid-afternoon, at sunset, and once at night. The prayers are not necessarily long, but dropping to the floor and praying in the workplace is something most Americans are not accustomed to seeing. And Khalid Ashai says while he doesn't have a problem at the Mayo Clinic where he works, he has known other Muslims who have.
I've met people who have prayed in bathrooms and things like that. Just because, sometimes because their employer told them, and sometimes because they were afraid they were going to lose the job. Yeah.
The mosque hopes to sensitize businesses in the area about praying and other Islamic practices.
Our mosque is helping the employers in the area to understand the cultural diversity and the religious requirements of the Muslims so that the employers can be more sensitive.
But the Muslims here are learning about cultural diversity as well. There are Muslims from more than a dozen countries and at least 4 continents at the mosque. So while the Muslim community is hoping to teach Minnesotans a thing or two about diversity and tolerance, they are also learning from each other.
God says that all believers are brothers and sisters in Islam, in the Holy Quran. No matter what country you are from, whether from Bosnia or Somalia or Asia or Africa or Europe or America, we feel that we are all brothers and sisters.